Everything is ready for the attack. Say the word, and Legio Victrix takes Augila.
Finally. I don't know why you've waited for so long. Confident. Now is the time to prove the worth of your words. We will see if you can command 2 legions, like your consuls.
With all due respect, there is no cause for concern here. Augila may look imposing, but it's far from an impenetrable fortress. I said it's not impenetrable. It is certainly defensible. The citadel is built into a natural rock wall. That narrows our options for the initial approach. We could do that, but it would take a long time. We need to move on Egypt soon, don't we?
Remember their marketplace at the Court of Heaven? I don't think they're currently low on supplies.
Their construction is basic, but they make excellent use of natural terrain features. We will need siege engines. Maybe not, but they will call on reinforcements. Izil managed to send a few riders and our sentries failed to stop them. I expect them to target our catapults. The question is when. I suggest we pick out a spearhead group to punch through the southern gate, while the majority of the Legion hits the front gates. The terrain is very troublesome, with narrow passages and uneven ground. We would not be able to bring our full force to bear. Those rocks are likely to have several hidden tunnels. Their reinforcements may arrive covertly. It is always wise to expect the unexpected, but I think this will be straightforward. A battle to the death. Their death, we hope. That would be a daring endeavor. Getting rid of those bridges could divide the battlefield in 2, eliminating an easy path for their reinforcements to take.
Dad spoke of a passage we can use. It's a bit too narrow for a whole maniple, but a group of speculatores can easily take care of those bridges.
We can deploy catapults on the southern side of the city to cover that flank. It isn't crucial, but artillery support will make things easier.
I would not protest against giant rocks smashing my foes into bits.
I agree with the gladiator.
They will be safe behind our own lines. Fair enough. With our siege engines in position, and if we can destroy those 2 bridges, I think we can easily make our way to the citadel.
I've seen him inside. He looked a bit skittish, but I don't think there's a way for him to escape.
How did you... You know what? Forget it.
It will subdue Izil's tribe.
Izil is an influential leader. His defeat will create a gap in the power structure. We can easily fill that. In his absence, the tribes will listen to me.
If the reinforcements are disabled, the spearhead group can easily penetrate the defenses of the city, especially if our catapults survive.
I don't think he will offer any challenge once we reach him. Izil is old and frail.
You mean like Synodos?
You make a good point.
Wisely said. This is not our fight anyway, so let's not die needlessly.
As usual, it is up to you to form the attack groups. We march on your command.
If Augila falls to Rome, I'm confident we can raise a new legion here.
I'm still not sure if that's a good idea, but I'd much rather have them fighting on my side for sure.
The Romans have come! Friends! Brothers! They wish to destroy our culture and impose their traditions upon us! They will piss on the graves of your ancestors! They will tear down our idols and erect statues to their own foreign gods! Fight with me! Defend Nazamones from the foreign invaders!
Well executed, Legate. Izil's bow was taken from his corpse and delivered to me as tribute. I have no need of it, so I think you should take it. Now the old fool is gone and you have your new legion. You certainly took your time, though. Instill order or sow the seeds of chaos. That is for you to decide. They say it's unwise to try the patience of a goddess. You've promised Egypt to me. So far, you have delivered nothing.
If I may humbly interject, you seem to be arguing over promises and dreams, all of which are purely hypothetical, as long as Egypt still answers to Ptolemy. Now that we have the means to conquer said dreams, it may be time to demonstrate our martial prowess.
Listen to the old Serwus. He makes sense. Arrogance is attractive only when it's well placed. It is not easy for a leader to acknowledge their teacher, especially when said teacher is a Serwus.
Are you sure we can trust this new legion? After all, they are not Roman. We shall deploy them carefully then.
By Femi! You Romans are all talk and no action.
Finally.
The locals are preparing a counter-assault to take back their land. We've received reports of local Fletchers gathering to produce great quantities of arrows. Fortunately, they keep everything at a shared stockpile. With enough arrows, one is bound to eventually find a gap in between our shields. It's a very poor tactical decision. But I wouldn't look a gift horse in the mouth. At least 12 Master Fletchers, in addition to some local hunters helping them. That will indeed be a huge blow to their operations.
Legate, thank you for meeting us. We're here to see how your war is going.
Don't worry. The Fetiales have declared bellum, justum, et pium as expected. Your war against Egypt is legitimate. We all feel the same way, trust me. I can hardly imagine what foolishness could have pushed Ptolemy to such a misdeed.
Your camp is in good shape. A heartening sight. It makes me ache to resume command once more. They still exist, at least in the records, but it has been many years since they mustered for war.
A good thing for Rome.
Don't be so certain. But tell me about your African legion. They are loyal to you, perhaps. As for their quality as warriors, you posit they're a match for Legio Victrix? I wouldn't count too much on them if I were you. Nevertheless, I hope that you're right, considering the audacity of invading Egypt with 2 legions.
He's got you there, Pompeius.
You are correct, of course. Rome will not send you more troops, as you are not a consul. But you already command the equal of a consular army. You must make do with what you have.
Anyway, it's good to see your war goes well. We should continue our inspections.
That's right. I'm sure you have much to see to yourself, Legate. Good day to you.
How are you, my sweet? Except the armies of a pharaoh. He may play the fool, but I wouldn't underestimate a man who rules such an ancient and powerful nation. Egyptians have a strong sense of loyalty to their leader. Many armies tried to conquer Alexandria and failed. Let us not add another one to that list.
How are you holding up? I don't think Nazamones is on our side. I'd watch out for Lunya. She turned out to be unusually helpful. This kind of help usually comes with a price. Let's make sure it's one we'll be willing to pay.
I am ready to go when it is time. It will not be easy. I have fought Egyptian gladiators in the past. They can be ruthless and cunning. Their people are not fractured into tribes like those of Nesamones. To defeat them, we must first divide them.
Hey, what do you need? 2 legions, huh? You are moving up in the world. Will make some people back in Rome very unhappy, I'm sure. Still, you think 2 legions is match for Egypt? If that is the case, Egyptian pharaoh should be shaking in his sandals.
Domine. I think creating a new legion from African troops was the correct strategic decision. However, you should start considering the political implications. Precisely. It is unprecedented, and the Senate is partial towards precedented actions. The Optimatus in particular will be displeased.
Now there's something you don't see every day.
It's just an old man playing the flute. What possible harm could come of that?
We will fight to the last man. We move as one now.
It's a trap. Brace yourselves! Here they come!
Landikai. Wait, what is this? Legate! This man has a tattoo in Roman numerals. It reads 17.
One of them fled and left behind this helmet. It's Roman. But why would Romans debase themselves like this? Good idea. Chances are this helmet has been past his smithy at one time or another.
Salvete, Legionari. What did you break today? Minor damage to the crest holder, and perhaps some Berber smith repaired this cheek piece. This helmet is one of mine, no doubt. I remember repairing it rather recently. See this rivet? That's my work. Surely. It was Decimus, a young Waylays. This helmet was his only possession when he joined the Legion. His tent should be just on the other side of the camp. What do you intend to do with him, Legate? I wish you good luck. I'll get back to my work.
What a strange collection of things. Nazamonian, Numidian, Egyptian.
It would appear that Decimus is a very wealthy young man with exceptionally appalling taste. This is a gaudy collection.
Few tastes are as refined as yours, Domine. I have heard of people who are unable to see color. Perhaps Decimus is one of those unfortunate souls.
Considerate of him to leave a trail this easy to follow. It seems like our luck has turned for the better. We have no time to waste on caution. Let us move quickly before the rat escapes us for good.
This is the most Roman-looking Nazamonian camp I've ever seen. What do you make of this?
I think we do not need to hit them where they are weakest. But you are in charge?
What have they done? They have all killed themselves.
Not Decimus. He tried, but I managed to restrain him.
Your days are numbered. Legio 17 is immortal. Where one falls, two shall arise. Glory to Rome! We are the Legion of Death, in service of Rome. We have accepted to die and thus become death incarnate. You shall soon taste death too. Let me go! Lies! You will kill me as soon as I've told you what you want. Indeed. You're right. I do not know who we serve. My cohort of Wixi meets once every 2 months, in secret, beneath a great tomb in the east, to receive instructions and payment.
Wixi? Is that what you people call yourselves? Ah, of course. Legio 17. Wixi. It's an anagram. Now the pieces start falling into their proper places.
Hired killers with a taste for drama. Disappointing. I expected a worthwhile cause.
I will tell you where to find the secret meeting spot. Will you let me go, as you swore?
Something weird is happening. A group of legionari was sent some time ago with a company of Roman masons that are building an aqueduct from a local settlement. They should have been done by now. I fear I may have sent them into a trap. It is a common trick, luring enemy soldiers and slaughtering them while they're busy doing something irrelevant. A dishonorable tactic. Someone needs to teach them about the concept. That is possible. Maybe someone else is trying to prevent them from building that aqueduct. Everyone here seems suspicious to me. Whoever has attacked our people must die. We need to send a clear message. One of our storage outposts was attacked last night. The area is out of our control now. Depends on what you mean by important. We had a lot of equipment there. Weapons, armor and whatnot. I know, Legate. I'm not proud of this. Our storage outposts are sometimes undermanned and exposed. I'll see to it this never happens again. The outpost is well protected. A skilled commander could easily turn it into a fortress. Well, I see your point. A concentrated assault carried out by a small team should do it.
What have you found, Agate? Records of some kind?
What do they say?
That's odd. Looks like perfectly normal Roman letters, but I can't read it. Why would they write gibberish?
I can read most of the common substitutions, Legate. This doesn't fit any of them. Maybe it really is gibberish.
We could try to decipher the document at the war camp. Certainly we can figure out what it means, if anything.
Just as I thought. It was a list. But the letters were scrambled in a very complex way. Nothing like we have ever used.
Needlessly complex. I would say it borders on insanity. They have mixed multiple languages and at least 3 separate passes of substitution. I have never seen anything like this. I would advise against it. You would have to be some kind of mathematical genius for this system to be practical.
How did you know?
He knows even those who are determined to leave no evidence must keep track of their money.
Here's the kicker. It's a payroll for spies. Decimus was not the only traitor in the Legion. At least 3 score, according to this list. We have no way to know if the list is complete, of course. Worse yet, they use code names, so we don't know who they are exactly. But we do know most of them are tattooed just like Decimus.
Worthless dogs. It is time to put them down, Legate.
I will call a general muster at once. Legionari of the glorious Roman Republic and Senatus Populosque Romanus, your legatus will now address you. Fall in and pay attention. Legionari, take off your armor and clothes. You have nothing to worry about if you don't have the mark of the traitors on your skin. What are you waiting for? You have nothing to hide, do you?
We have found the rat bastards. These men were paid to infiltrate your legion.
A decision most honorable for people who do not deserve such mercy. If they return, I shall personally cut them down.
This isn't over. If Lorco is behind this, we must keep a vigilant eye out for infiltrators and assassins. Wixie's leader must be one of his agents. You're right. But would such a man leave any records of his involvement? He's much more cunning than his brother. We have the payroll ledger. We know these spies are costing Lorco a lot of money. Money that he's doubtlessly embezzling from the Egyptian trade.
Of course. That's why he accepted such an unprestigious assignment from the Senate.
And once again, Dominus Lucullus came close to exposing Lorco for the criminal that he is.
I will spread the word among our allies in this territory, discreetly. You focus on the war in the meantime.
Salvete, Legionari. What did you break today? Now this is something special. Where did you find it? It's iron, but it looks like nothing I've ever seen before. I didn't think the Egyptians even knew how to work with iron in the age of the great pharaohs. I've heard there's a master smith in Memphis. Perhaps if you take it there and show it to him, he'll know what to do with it.
I think the locals are gearing up and getting ready to attack us. Our scouts have seen small caravans headed to a stockpile. Weapons, most likely. Let us burn it all to the ground before they can stage more attacks. They've been staging raids and disrupting our supply lines. Nothing too serious for now, but this kind of thing's been happening more and more often. Short answer? We don't know. I personally think these weapons were an old stockpile, previously hidden from us. Sextus thinks they're Roman-made, in which case I suppose those Wixie traitors would be the likely source. Given it's a weapons cache, I expect our opposition to be well armed. As to the size of their force, though, your guess is as good as mine. Their stockpile should be our priority. I don't think they will resist too much once their precious weapons are already lost.
Destiny sees to it that our interests are aligned once again. Let us meet in the court of heaven. Make your way at once, for it is ill-advised to make a goddess wait. Signed, Cleopatra Philopater, rightful queen of Egypt.
It seems Her Majesty has learned the value of brevity.
It would be nice to have a little more information to go on.
You certainly took your time. The invention of apology does not legitimize failure. Let us get down to business without further ado. It is my understanding that you need some kind of evidence against your opponent to be used in your Senate. Something to prove the existence of his business relations with my husband. Fortunately, my husband keeps thorough records of all such dealings. Interrupt me again, and I shall have you whipped in front of your men. Ptolemy keeps all ledgers detailing his business transactions in his palace in Alexandria. We shall pay a visit to my dear husband. It might be beneficial for you to make his acquaintance, don't you think? That's not a problem. The people of Egypt will not prevent us from traveling, and my husband is probably looking for a reason to talk to me. Was it a secret? I didn't know. I have a very close relationship with secrets. They tend to reveal themselves to me. Assassination? Is that how your glorious republic works? I'm sure our enemies would never stoop so low. Jest notwithstanding, Ptolemy has very publicly offered us safe passage. Killing either of us now would ruin his reputation in perpetuity. War is not simply a matter of swords and shields. Surely an illustrious leader such as you would know this. A war is best won without spilling any blood. Splendid. I have already informed Ptolemy about our impending arrival. Let us quickly be on our way. This could give us an opportunity to end this war. I get the feeling Ptolemy is willing to parley. In the worst-case scenario, we get a splendid feast. I grow weary of the simple and repetitive food here. It is safer to travel separately. We shall meet in Alexandria.
Roman! Didn't anyone inform you about the rules of the court? Your men are taking prisoners and selling them as sewi. By the laws of the court of heaven, they are not allowed to do that. Will you punish them? They were led by a soldier called Albinus. If I'm not mistaken, they are camped down by the water at the other side of the market. Some people should never be forgiven, for they never change their ways.
Isn't that my favorite Legatus? It's always an honor to talk to you in person. I saw you were accosted by those disgruntled barbarians, and before you ask, let me tell you, whatever they say is a lie. We were going to, but it was a war and we all had a lot of things on our hands, Narso included. We were all at Chalcedon fighting alongside you. Stealing is a strange word for it. It's more like collecting inventory. After all, these are simple barbarians of a land we have conquered. They already belong to us. That is not fair. It's not a crime. These are simple barbarians I'm selling. They don't even have any rights.
They say you have dealt with the criminals. I am impressed. You have done a great service by saving our friends from servitude. Truth be told, we did not expect you'd help. Thank you for proving us wrong. I am sure you did not undertake this in the hope of being rewarded, but I have collected some gifts from the families of those who were taken. Please take this with our endless gratitude.
Legate, thank all the ancestors you are here. You remember me, right?
My name is Ikeda, a Centurio in your new legion.
Keep your distance. These people are murderers and thieves. They're dangerous.
I refute this accusation on behalf of my men. We were simply trying to maintain order in the city. As legionary, it's our duty. Some people resist, and they have to be dealt with.
Memphis is not a Roman city. Maintaining order is not up to you, filth.
We were collecting taxes. Some people refused to pay. We had to make an example of them. No one has to. It is implied. We simply took initiative.
These dimwits got drunk and started knocking on doors and demanding money in the name of the King of Rome.
The king! You know, whoever is in charge in Rome. The king consul. The consul who's better than other consuls?
Our citizens do not yet answer to the King of Rome. They were also not informed of this thing called spontaneous tax, so most families refused to pay. In response, your men resorted to plundering people's homes. Some of those who resisted died. Why? So you can release them? Forgive me if I have difficulty trusting you, but just as you Romans seem to value duty, so do I.
They will murder us. By Jupiter and Tanit, we are Romans. If you save us, I will tell you where we stashed the taxes we collected. The money is cleverly hidden out in the desert.
Here's this, ruffian. You're mine. Now shut up while we wait for the judge.
Welcome back. How may we help you today? May I see? Found this, did you? The legendary dagger of Tutankhamun forged from sky metal. You mean you have robbed it from his tomb?
Give it back at once, Amenia. It is cursed.
If I help you with this, swear on your gods that you will arrange to have the dagger of the pharaoh returned to his tomb upon your death. Very good. Then I will help you find what you seek. There is an ancient burial ground not far from here. Many kings and priests are interred there. Look for the tomb of Maya, the wet nurse of Tutankhamun. Beside it is an unmarked tomb that is said in my family to hold the remains of the most famous bladesmith of the time. If the information you seek still exists, you will find it there.
Legate, please!
Shut your mouth, prisoner! That does sound fair. Very well. On behalf of Memphis, I accept. These people are yours to punish.
Thank you, Legate. We will not forget this. I shall mark the location of our tax cash on your maps. We will split it, right? But that's not fair. I understand.
Legate, I am at your service as always. Indeed, there is a Centurio by that name. Why do you ask? We certainly have not. We do not collect taxes in Memphis. What is this about, Legate? Well, that sounds like robbery to me. How shall I have them punished? It would be best to rid ourselves of such troublemakers, I agree.
There you are. Well done. I have just arrived myself. Let us enter.
One moment. We need a solid plan before we go in.
I'm pretty sure the Legatus has a plan.
If I may provide one piece of advice, do not seem too friendly with Cleopatra. She and Ptolemy are already at war. If they sense how close your alliance is, the Pharaoh may find it prudent to have her executed.
You should invent a reason for our absence, but let us refrain from starting a fight we can't win. The palace is full of guards.
Welcome to Alexandria. We've been expecting your arrival. I hope you will like the accommodations.
You dare address this Roman instead of your rightful queen? Well, he should not. This is not his palace. I'll see to it that you are painfully executed, guard. Now get out of our way! It's working. I am angry. Get this man out of my face before I do something we'll both regret. This kind of disrespect shall not go unpunished. Charmion! Kindly demonstrate to these Romans how a real guard does his job. See how fragile mortality is? Let this be a lesson to you.
I'm going! Stop chasing me, by the goddess!
You're lucky the Pharaoh didn't have you executed, idiot girl.
Wow, rude! You want me to call down a curse of Ubasti upon you? Because I've just about had it with you people!
You can't curse me.
Try me, you'll see.
Just go home. The Pharaoh is expecting important guests.
Huh? Oh, I'm Raya, priestess of Ubasti. I've had a really rough day.
The cat goddess. She is greatly revered among the people. How has my blithering fool of a husband offended you, dear?
It's a long story. Well, actually, I guess it's pretty short. He's throwing a festival of Serapis in Memphis. It's going to cause so much trouble. I waited here a month to get this audience and then... Oh, they were all counting on me back home, and I blew it. We worship the old gods in Memphis. He's doing this against the people's will. It's disrespectful. I may have lost my temper a little.
And yet your head is still attached to your shoulders. Perhaps my husband does retain some small measure of respect for the old gods.
I guess?
We're looking for a place where books and ledgers are kept. Do you know it?
The library? It's the building right over there. Good luck in there. I'm going to go find a corner to cry in.
You are a mess, girl. I will sit with you.
All right. Thank you. Do you like cats?
You are in the presence of Ptolemaeus Theos Philopator, he who rules over land and sea, this world and the other world, of the dead and of the living. He who is the face of the sun and the will of the Nile.
Hello, husband. You look particularly pathetic today.
It is always good to see you, honored wife.
It is customary to greet a foreign ruler with a bow.
You have trained him well, my dear wife.
Like all Romans, he responds well to discipline. Well, I think we are all sufficiently acquainted, so shall we begin?
Very well. There seems to be a lot of animosity between the different parties in this meeting. This kind of thing serves no one. Let us talk. I am sure we can reach a meaningful and satisfactory solution to our conflict. I am merely an advisor to His Majesty, here to protect Rome's trade routes. Legion? By Minoa, of course not. Marcellus and his men are here for my own protection. They are my Praetorian Guard.
A living god does not have friends.
His Majesty understands us and our objectives in this region. It is natural that this brings us together. There seems to be a minor disagreement between a husband and his wife. You seem to be taking sides. Ill-advised, in my opinion, but I'm sure there's nothing I can do to dissuade you. Marcellus, take Hortensius and help them. But do as you're told.
This is inconvenient. We need to find those documents, but we can't do it with Lorco's men hanging around.
They don't look formidable. I think we can kill both of them easily.
I'd be really happy if we could get rid of them without leaving behind more corpses. Calida, you're good at talking to people. Invent a reason for at least two of us to leave. Or be less charming, maybe, so I can send you away to find those ledgers.
It is a shame Magistar was needed in the throne room.
What a waste. Poor kid's only crime was coming to Egypt.
May I ask what exactly happened here?
I did not realize these decadent Egyptians were so familiar with the concept of discipline.
The Queen is an impressive woman.
An intriguing offer. May I question your girl alone, Aquilinus? She seems to be relying too much on you. Don't worry, Hortensius will be with us all the time.
Fine by me. Our legs do need a bit of a rest, don't they, Bestia?
My legs are strong, but some rest would do them good, Prime. Let us go.
Now that the unpleasantries are out of the way, I assume we may finally discuss business.
Excellent idea. We have plenty of food. The Nile provides. Bring food for our guests. Prepare a feast at once.
Despite possessing endless wisdom, His Majesty is not used to dealing with Romans, especially not those with no position in the Senate. Let us slow down and clear some things up first.
I've traveled all this way so I can talk to my husband. I have absolutely no intention of watching two arrogant Romans exchange thinly veiled insults.
An advisory role to His Majesty, primarily protecting Roman interests. Those are one and the same. After all, I represent Rome here. The proconsul's death is a tragedy. We all mourn his loss. In times like this, it is natural to see enemies everywhere. Beware, however, that some people may interpret your words as accusations. It is unwise to speak of a crime of this magnitude without deeply convincing evidence. I haven't the faintest idea. Whoever arranged his murder must be very foolish indeed. Rome can be a valuable ally, but its wrath is terrifying.
Most people who are murdered simply deserve death. Perhaps this Lucullus wronged someone terribly.
Wise words, Your Majesty. Enemy is such a strong word. Egypt is a loyal ally of Rome, currently experiencing some civil disorder. Diplomatic channels remain open, as you can see.
A peace treaty? Are we at war? In my experience, soldiers often die. Your proconsul should have been careful. We do understand your anguish, but starting a war would be a bit of an overreaction. Don't you think? Perhaps. Let us first hear what you have to say.
Will you continue gossiping like old fishwives, or will we get to discuss terms finally?
All right. Depending on Callida's ability to keep them busy, I'd say we have enough time. I just wish we had Cinerus with us now. I'm actually not good at this kind of operation. Any ideas, Tabat? All right. That's actually not a bad idea at all. But please ask me before you kill someone. It's locked. Any ideas for getting in there? I did, but we are too big to squeeze through. Callida might have fit through, but she's busy with Loco's men. Take this seriously, please. Just because she reveres cats, that doesn't mean that she has some kind of mystical control over them. And then an entire regiment of guards will jump on us. Thank you. Great. Let me know when you're inspired. Looks like they're renovating here. Maybe. That is unfortunate. There is no way you or I can fit through that crack.
What do you need, warrior? She's been telling me about her religion. It is certainly unusual.
This is said by a woman who worships cats, mind you.
I don't mean to be rude. Thank you for sitting with me. A cat's unseen unless she needs to be seen. Look around. Cats are everywhere. Find them and they shall help you.
What are you doing? Have you lost your wits? How would that lead to the
Who is
door?
unleashing this hurricane of cats upon the library? I'm trying to work in here, you know.
Never mind.
So you want a permanent solution to our disagreement? Intriguing, we must admit. Let us hear your proposal.
My proposal is quite simple, darling. You shall cease your attack, and I shall assume my rightful place on the throne.
Ridiculous, as always. And when you sit on this throne, what should we do, we wonder? We do have an arrangement. Why would we stop that? Isn't that arrangement beneficial for Rome as well?
If I may interject, Your Radiance, it really is difficult for the Legatus to understand such subtleties of commerce. Soldiers are single-minded people with a clarity of vision that can blind them to nuance.
These are Roman problems. We don't care about them.
You're doing well, Domine. I don't believe they suspect the nature of your alliance.
Well, I believe the best course here would be to arrange some sort of co-rule, granting both parties equal power.
Equal?
Indeed. That way, everyone's happy, and Rome continues to benefit from our trade deal.
Indeed. Instead, I will be on the throne, and the legatus here will be my Roman liaison.
We have questioned the witnesses in the garden. The guard was killed by one of the Queen's servants.
That is fantastic, Marcellus. But if you're here, where's the rest of our visiting party?
They are relaxing outside. I thought.
You thought? Why do you keep trying to do things you're not good at? Why did you leave a potentially dangerous group of people free to roam these halls?
With all due respect, Senator, you are overreacting. There are royal guards posted all around. It's not like they will set the palace on fire.
Oh, hello. I don't think you belong in here. I don't know if someone like you would understand. I keep track of numbers. Well, they are the Pharaoh's numbers, I suppose, and the Roman Senate's. I keep records of the trade. I'm going to have to insist you leave at once, or I'll call the guards. What? That's not true. I didn't mean to do anything illegal. I tried to get out, but the Pharaoh said he would have me executed. I don't think that's right at all. I was coerced to work for them. By the time I realized what they were doing, it was too late. The Pharaoh insisted on it. The senator was unhappy about it, but he said I had to come. I would give them to you if they existed, but I have no ledgers. I just keep the numbers in my head. I was made to write that for the man who leads Wixie. He wanted a list, but I made it as hard to decipher as I could. I just know him as the Great Shadow. To my knowledge, no one has ever seen his face. Wixie, they call themselves. I just know that they are thugs employed by the senator. There are 1,298 of them, according to the latest payroll. I don't think he did. The proconsul's death brought a lot of attention to his schemes. I think the Pharaoh overreacted. By Saturnus! I'm not allowed to leave. The guards will kill us both. I will testify. I will do whatever you want. Just come back for me when it's safe. I won't. I swear I'll be careful.
Your Majesty, a massive clouder is invading the palace. It's a sign from Ubasde.
What kind of a simpleton are you? Do you think this requires your Pharaoh's attention? Corvinus, go see what's happening.
I wonder if this has anything to do with that priestess we passed on the way in.
Evidently, the place is falling apart under your incompetent rule.
What's your endgame here, Legate? Not a single drop was shed before you appeared. We could have found a better solution to all of this. How dare you? I had no hand in, nor any knowledge of, the murder of our proconsul. You had best cease your wrongful accusations.
Your Majesty, the cats know no end. The palace is being invaded by otherworldly forces.
That sounds like an ill omen. This meeting is adjourned. Let us evacuate at once.
That was an interesting experience.
I had a great idea involving cats.
Not exactly. It turns out there are no written records. But we have a witness instead, Tranquillus, the man who keeps records for Lurko and the Pharaoh.
He believes Ptolemy was behind Lucullus's death, so that's no use to us.
Although it does mean our casus belli was sound, which is a great relief. Additionally, he confirmed that Lurko is stealing tax money from Rome, and he is willing to testify before the Senate. Unfortunately, that will not be possible until we invade the city and capture this palace.
I am glad that I was able to help you in this matter. But I refuse to spend another moment in this palace until I am its mistress. Come, we must leave.